Okay, so my name is Sofia. I'm almost 18, so I'm 17 years old right now. I've grown up my entire life in California. I lived a couple years in Mexico, in Tijuana, and I feel that majority of my life I've spent very household and family centered. My family's been at the center of it all, not just in my heart, but that's quite literally. I'm constantly spending time with my family. Just this weekend, I spent an entire weekend with them. So I think that influences a lot of how I grew up. And majority of my memories is just family based, like me with my sisters, or with my mom, or with my dad, or with my grandparents. So, yeah. I feel that a lot of honestly, I feel that so far in life I've been the type of person where the greatest things I've achieved, not just like actual things I've done, but for myself as well, have come all from challenges and hard times, which at the end of the day I'm grateful for, but that's honestly the truth. Is the majority of the great things I've done, they've come from a hard place. So honestly, it's been a challenge that came from within. I, for a majority of my life, I was, and I still am, a very anxious person, and that can create a lot of conflict within myself. It can create self-doubt, or it'll just create self-sabotaging moments, preventing me, and a long time it prevented me from achieving great things or connections with people or how I view myself, and it can really impact my everyday life, and I even started getting health anxiety, which is when this is what it sounds like. I would freak out over the things I consume, and it can affect my everyday life, and it just gets really tiring. But it also kind of pushes me towards greater things. It pushes me to learn more and to kind of look for ways within myself that I can overcome that. So, yeah. An accomplishment that I'm proud of, it kind of ties back into the last question. I have recently started a health and wellness blog. It's targeted for women. It's to feel and look beautiful on the outside with starting on the inside through healthcare. And I fear that something that, again, has pushed me into that was the fact that I was just so anxious and really almost at a bad place, because before I was so anxious about my health, I was making such bad decisions for my body. But although I had those struggles, I had a good outcome out of it. I started getting into yoga and natural remedies and overall nutritional health and working out for my body to feel good and essentially look good, as well as a bonus from taking care of myself. And the way that such a challenge would affect my everyday life is also the same way that making changes for myself also benefited me in everyday life. I wake up every day now feeling great because I take care of myself so much. And so I just wanted to share that with other people, which is what pushed me towards creating that blog. And it's more specifically in the holistic healthcare aspect and more of like natural and alternative medicine type of way. And I feel I had to educate myself with that in the past couple years. I've learned a lot in that field. So that's something that I'm proud of. Okay, so I'm working on that. I just wanted to make sure I stayed on track. And um, I'm trying to really inform myself so that I send the right message, which is that I personally believe we shouldn't let the government regulate over-the-counter health products, because I find that, I don't know if this is appropriate to say or not, but I find that it's actually a majority of people trying to prevent and take care of their health is because the system has failed us, especially in the US, alongside with the FDA that are allowing poison to enter into our bodies. So I find that working on this project really, I think that it's perfect for me to send the message that I'm trying to send. Long term, for education, I hope to, the end goal is to be in the holistic healthcare field. My dream is to own a natural remedies and yoga studio. That's been a dream of mine for a while now, and I think it's something that I would wake up to and be happy to work for every day. So that's essentially the dream, but I plan to work in the holistic healthcare field. So I plan to apply to UCSD and other UCs in the school in the fall. And I hope to major in health science and traditional Chinese medicine or Eastern medicine, because it all really ties back to what I'm passionate about. So again, I'm kind of happy that I had all these struggles, because it's pushing me towards something that I know I can work in, and I know that it's the path that I'm going towards. I'm very blessed and happy that I know what I want, because I feel a lot of people, luckily, they still feel that they need to find themselves. So I'm very happy. And again, I could completely change my mind, but I guess I'm happy that I was hurt from within so much, so that I could see what it is truly that I wanted and what I work best in. So I hope to become an acupuncturist. After I get my bachelor's, I hope to go into acupuncture school. So here in California. I think success isn't just an end goal. I feel that it's an everyday thing that happens. I feel like it never ends, but in a healthy way, not in a, oh, it'll never be enough. No, in a way where you can always succeed for more. You can always be better, because why end at one point if you can continue growing and gaining more? So I feel that I know when I'm there, when I know the next point, if that makes sense. So for example, and this is an example, it's not tied to me, but I want to make an apple pie. I'm gonna start growing my own garden with apples. Okay, I made my pie. This is so good. I want to sell this pie. I want other people to have this fruitful dessert that I've made. I'm going to continue planting apples and growing apple trees, and I'm going to share it with the whole community. Now the whole community really likes this apple. I'm going to create this business so that the whole world can have this apple pie. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's success. It's never an ending point. I feel like you can keep growing and growing. I feel that I'm going to go into two topics. So the first thing is I just tend to be very kind to others, and very kind and caring towards others, because I know what it's like to not be kind or caring towards others, or for myself as well. So I quite genuinely like to treat others the way I would like to be treated. Is something I practice every day. I know it's something you would hear when you're little, but it is true for me. I like to treat others the way I would like to treat myself, actually. So I like to care and be kind for others. And sometimes people mistake in that and think that they could take advantage of me, when it's really not. That's not how I am at all. I don't like to be disrespected. I still find myself a very, I wouldn't say powerful person, but I don't tolerate disrespect in any form. So that's one mistake that people perceive for me. Another is, and I feel like it's gotten better, but I used to struggle a lot with, I don't know, and I still don't know why, if I'm being honest, but a lot of people would see me as a very shallow person, but it was also the people that didn't know me at all. But as I grew up, I realized that I honestly don't mind too much about that anymore, because at the end of the day, I know who I am. So yes, of course, if I'm in a workspace, I wouldn't want someone to have the wrong image of me, but it's to an extent, you know? I know myself more than anyone, so I think that's what matters the most. I feel that I still have so much to learn yet, and not just educational-wise, but in the ways of life and exploring the world. So I only know so much from where I am and what I've surrounded myself with. And I'm very much the type of person where well, not always actually, but it wasn't until recently where I try not to limit myself at all. I kind of went into that success analogy that I went into. I had this plan, right? I have this plan there where I want to go to a UC so that I can study health science. But I'm actually, and this is also help with my mom, because I'm very close to my family, very close to my mom. She and I think we're trying to push myself to go quite literally out of the box, out of the limitations. Literally, I would like to go study in Spain, honest, because I know that the alternative medicine is starting to grow over there. So I would love to go study over there and eventually work there as well, is an idea of mine. And I know traveling costs a lot. I can figure that out. But I'm trying not to let anything really get in the way of my path or where I'm growing towards. So that's something that I'm working on right now, is just not allowing any limits to uphold me.